Thank you very much, everyone. And so I'm just going to throw this to our speakers, right? And any one of you could actually answer this. What does trustworthy AI mean to you in practice and not just theory? So, from where you sit as professionals in this space, what does trustworthy AI, actually mean in practice and not just theory? And I mean, any of you can just go ahead. Please just feel free to unmute.
Okay.
Just go ahead. All right, Nadia. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you, Ayo. Thank you, Mobolaji and Ebele, for organizing this webinar. And welcome, everyone. It's lovely to be able to speak with my peers as well along. And I'm looking forward to the discussion. This is very thematic. And I just wanted to come back to something that Mobolaji said about defining the way that we work and the fact that it's important to understand the disclaimers and the errors in the algorithms. I think that's very important, and it will help us as well in the trustworthiness. So now to come back to your question on what does trustworthy AI means in practice, I think coming back to what Mobolaji was saying is to understand what AI is and what are the different components. So when you're going to look at trustworthiness, if you're talking, you have to understand that artificial intelligence is not only the LLM, which unfortunately nowadays that's what we see. So we associate artificial intelligence with LLMs, so Claude, ChatGPT, Copilot, DeepSeek, and others. I just wanted to rewind and just position ourselves within our field and understand what it is really. So artificial intelligence, it can compose the different signs of different areas within that. So you have machine learning, neuroscience, you have NLP, case-based reasoning. So based on this, and obviously behind that, you have different models that you have to take into account. Different models will be using different type of data. So I kind of, sorry, Sadiq? Hi?
Yeah, no. Go ahead, sorry.
No worries. So I kind of like to put this framework in place, because depending on the type of model, depending on the type of data that you're going to be using, if it's structured and unstructured, there are several challenges. And I really will point again on what Mobolaji was saying. Algorithms have errors, so there is a reality that we need to be aware of. And as AI scientists, we have to make sure our end users know that. So when we put all that in place, so what do we mean by trustworthiness? So obviously, it's protection of the privacy, is the usage of the data, which we know that in LLM challenges with the scrapping of all data, so it's been used and within different LLMs. So I think the trustworthiness is not only the trustworthiness of the end users, because the end users need to trust that, but as well as companies. When I'm a strategist within industries, I worked on legislation for the EU, the setup of the auditing department of the EU AI Act, and currently lecturing students on the AI investment and competitiveness. And they are going to be sitting in as leaders in their companies, and digital challenges and AI challenges are something they're going to have to take into account. And I tell them, you need to make sure that whatever you're implementing or whatever solutions are sold to you, you have to make sure that you're comfortable with the trustworthiness, because as a company, what the consequences of a system badly implemented, or it's operational risk, it's reputational risk, and it's actually it could be even some fine depending on the industry, in most of the industries. So trustworthiness of AI solution is very real, and so that's one of my things. Sorry, I carried on too long.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Nadia. I think we're really spot on. Two things that I picked out. I mean, one, not one not related to this, but still very important. I like the fact that you mentioned that a lot of people think that AI is just about LLMs. Whereas
Exactly.
it's an umbrella term for so many things, like you said, expert systems, and they're just with case-based reasoning. There's computer vision. There's so many things that can be lumped up,
Yeah.
under all of that. I also like the fact that you said that AI systems make
Yeah.
mistakes. It was a lot more obvious when tools like ChatGPT first came out. These days, it's getting better, but the truth is, they still hallucinate, right?
Yeah.
So you want to be able to put a lot of those guardrails, in
Yeah.
place. Thank you very much, and thank you for hammering on also the fact that the data that imputes, which is the data, is also a very critical part. All right, so thank you very much. For this second question, follow-up question open also, and it's the fact that do you think that most organizations are taking AI trust seriously enough? And I'm asking that because, again, everybody's trying to move fast, right? There's just a lot happening. There's a new model almost every week. There's a new announcement almost every week. Now it's really all about AI agents. I mean, before it was about AI assistants, co-pilots. Now everyone is moved to agents, coding, and all of that. So organizations really want to move fast, right? And just throwing this open, anyone could answer. Do you think most organizations are taking AI trust seriously enough, or are they just focused on, speed?
Hi everyone.
All right, hi,
Good
Anita.
evening. Yeah. Thank you so much for the introduction. Sorry, just had to take us back a little. And thanks a lot as well, I think, to Nadia for taking us back to the basics, right? Explaining, what AI actually is. It's really nice to set the context, especially because we're discussing AI in this conversation. But yeah, so to your question, actually, are organizations actually taking AI trust seriously? I think for me, I would say some are, most are not, and then I'll put it yet. Most are not yet, right? So it means that it's an iterative, continuous process, right? And so what that means specifically here in this case is that some organization actually treats AI as a compliance checkbox, right? Not as part of the design principle, right? So in some organizations, I mean, you encounter scenarios whereby it's just a case of, we just want to check the box, right? But this should actually be embedded as part of design principles, right, within every organization. And it's just like how Nadia spoke about, is that you gain trust in AI by its consistent behavior, right? So when you see that consistent behavior and how AI kind of, behaves, and it's not just about promises, it's about how it actually behaves, and just to even add a little bit of context into what, Nadia talked about initially in terms of, what trustworthy AI would typically be, is just that the AI CS systems can actually do what it promises to do, right? It not promises, right? If you say it's going to deliver XYZ, it should deliver XYZ, right? And there should be some boundaries built around AI systems, like limitations as to what it can do, right? So for example, if you're building a decision system, right, you should build it such that it only can make decisions, not act on those decisions, right? That's just like what I'm trying to say. So these are things that we think about. Also, I think AI systems should also be accountable to humans. Someone has to be, has to take responsibility for it as well. Not just, we talk about human in the loop as a, just a nice word, but actually it should be accountable to systems, definitely. And I think also it should respect people. And I think Nadia mentioned this. AI systems should actually respect people and data, right? So it should be built such that, PII have adapted, build guardrails around that. So that way it just helps you to, build that trust around data, basically. And I think organizations are getting there. It's an iterative process. And I think AI started to actually become really, okay, maybe not AI, or Gen AI started to become mainstream predominantly, especially around the agentic part, around early 2025 thereabouts. So I think there's still a lot of time to evolve, basically. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Anifiok. Actually, I mean, you answered the question from the get-go, which is the fact that yes, some companies are taking this seriously. I mean, trust seriously, but many others are not. And it's an iterative process. I think you even started to answer another question which I was going to ask you, and I'm going to ask the question again. You kind of like answered it, but I just want you to summarize those points again. You talked about respect and a few other things, but let me just ask you. So, what are the key technical foundations needed to build AI systems people can trust? So, if you can just summarize some.
I think in this scenario, building for explainability,
Okay.
right? Explainability, interpretability. Okay. Those are key technical foundations. Okay. If you build AI systems, you have to ensure that you are building for observability. People have to know. It has to be explainable. We cannot say, "Oh, we don't understand how AI has come up with a decision." We should be able to, see how those and there are a lot of processes these days that are used to sort of get those things like the BLEU, that's the BLEU. I don't know if we're familiar with that, and there are BERT scores as well that we use to exactly. So model evaluation techniques and all of that. Yeah. So build for observability, interpretability, explainability. Those are very important key concepts around. Then also model transparency. That's very, very important. I think that's also in the lines of interpretability and all of the other things. Yeah, definitely. I think also guardrails are also important. Like definitely foundationally build guardrails as a foundational technique as part of AI systems as well, because it relies on data, and so you want to ensure that people are sort of protected as well. So
fantastic. Explainability is such a very critical concept, and I'm sure there's some regulatory bit to that. For example, you can't tell me a transaction is fraud, or you tell me that you're not going to give me a loan and you can't explain why.
Absolutely.
Right. That's a big problem. Right. So explainability, very, very important. The guardrails you talked about, super important. You don't want models just making some kind of fun.